Very good morning to all of you, my friends. I hope you guys are doing good. Now, in the last session, we started with overheads, wherein we discussed what is the meaning of overheads. Further, we started with distribution and absorption of overhead, wherein we discussed few points relating to distribution, that is allocation, apportionment, and reapportionment. In reapportionment, two situations are possible. In reapportionment, two situations are possible. The first situation was wherein the service department provides services only to the production department. And the second situation is when service department provides services to the production department as well as service department. Of this, the first situation wherein the service department provides services only to the production department, the direct redistribution method will apply, and we have discussed the question of study material also for the same. So now guys, let's move towards the next part. Very good morning to all of you. So guys, now let's move towards the next part, wherein what if service department provides services to the production department and service department, wherein there are two methods, that is reciprocal and non-reciprocal. In non-reciprocal method, as I discussed, that step-ladder method will apply. When talking about what is non-reciprocal method, wherein let's say there are two departments, X and Y, these are services to the other service department. So I have discussed in step-ladder method, wherein we discussed that we will first find out what should be the order of distribution, and thereafter we'll start with the question. So guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sairam. Many congratulations to you, Sairam. I do remember you were there in the class and you were the active participant in the class. So God bless you, Sairam. Now guys, let's start with the step-ladder method, wherein as I told you that you have to first identify the sequence of distribution. So now let's start with illustration number 2. I request you guys to please open your study material. How to fix up the sequence I have already discussed in the previous session. So now we will directly start with the question of step-ladder method, or we can say non-reciprocal method. So let's say suppose the expenses of two production department A and B and two service department X and Y are as under. Very good, Sunil Kumar. I request you guys to please open your study material. I am discussing illustration number 2 of study material, page number 4.19. Please open your study material, guys. Illustration number 2, I'm starting with the step-ladder method, or what we have to do if it is a non-reciprocal case. So let's start with illustration number 2. Suppose the expenses of two production department A and B and two service department X and Y are as under. So there are two production department A and B and two service department X and Y. Now the overheads are given, that is of department A, that is production department A is 3 lakh and 3,20,000. A and B is 3 lakh and 3,20,000. This is after primary distribution. So we can write overheads after primary distribution. That is 3 lakh for production department A. $3,20,000 for production department B. Thereafter, X is 2 lakh and Y is 1,50,000. Now, guys, very important point. Herein, X department is providing services to production department A and B and Y also. I repeat again, X is providing services to A, B, and Y also. But in return, Y is not providing services to X. Y is providing services only to A and B. So as I told you guys, the service department which provide maximum number of services to the other service department will be distributed first. So in this case, the overheads of X will be distributed first and then we will proceed for Y. Ms. Sindhu, don't worry, I'll be discussing simultaneous equation also. Very good, Dhyanesh. So now, we'll first distribute the overheads of X and then Y. Why? Because X is providing maximum number of services to the other service department. Herein, X is providing services to Y, but Y is not providing services to any of the service department. Y is providing services only to the production department. So let's start. So X provides services to A, B, and Y. A is 40%, B is 35%, and Y is 25%. So expenses of service department X are apportioned in ratio 40, 35, and 25. This is 2 lakh. So this will be 80,000. This will be 70,000. And this will be 50,000. So now we have distributed the overheads of service department X. Now we'll proceed for distribution of overheads of service department Y. So expenses of Y are to be apportioned to A and B in ratio of 40:60. Now, the overheads of Y department were 1,50,000. Further, the overheads apportioned of X is how much? 50,000. So the total overheads of Y department is how much? 2 lakh. I repeat again, the overheads as per primary distribution is how much of Y? 1,50,000. Further, the overheads of X department as apportioned to Y department is how much? 50,000. So the total is how much? 2 lakh. So 2 lakh will be distributed among A and B in the ratio of 40:60. So this will be 80,000 and this will be 1,20,000. So now the overheads are already distributed. So this will be 4,60,000 And this will be 5,10,000. The name itself says step ladder method. That is first, second. If there is third service department also, the ladder will go below that. So my point is step ladder method. See, अगर एक और service department होता, तो ladder will be like that. So this is step ladder method. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can ask me. Waiting for your queries, guys. Very good, Sindhu. Sorry. Very good, Rohini. Many congratulations to you. Thank you so much. Good to see you here again. Miss Priyanka, then this reciprocal, non-reciprocal method will not apply. Reciprocal method will apply. Very good, Alok. So ये जो step ladder होता है, basically अगर X, Y, Z होता, तो step ladder कैसा होता? 1, 2, and 3. That's why it is called as step ladder method. Very good, Dhyanesh. Very good, Jyoti. So guys, this is all what about non-reciprocal method. Now let's proceed further with the next part, that is reciprocal method, wherein the service department are providing services to each other. Therein, we'll be discussing 3 methods, one by one, that is simultaneous equation method, thereafter trial and error method, and thereafter, last but not least, repetitive distribution method. So we'll be discussing all the methods in detail. So I request you guys to please open your study material. I'll be discussing a full-fledged question wherein there is a primary distribution also and secondary distribution, that is reapportionment, wherein I'll be discussing all the 3 methods in this question itself, that is illustration number 4 of study material, so that you guys can understand कि ये तीनों method में difference क्या है, and we are getting the same answer in all the 3 methods. So I request you guys to please open illustration number 4. We'll be starting with the next part, that is reciprocal method. Yes, waiting for this, Harsh Kumar. I'll be more happy than you. So guys, let's start with illustration number 4. I'll be discussing a full-fledged question of primary distribution and secondary distribution in reciprocal method. So illustration number 4, guys. Now guys, illustration number 4, Sans Limited is a manufacturing company having 3 production departments, that is A, B, and C, and they have 2 service departments, that is X and Y. The following is the budget for the December 2021. So herein the cost is given, that is direct material, direct wages, factory rent, power, depreciation, other overheads. Further, the basis of absorption, there are few additional information is given. That is the basis of the basis of apportionment is given. Further, it is given that the service department X provides services to A, B, C, and Y, and service department Y is providing services to A, B, and X. So herein, both the service department are providing services to each other. So that's why we call it as reciprocal method. So without wasting any time, let's start, guys. We have to prepare a statement showing distribution of overheads to the various departments. So let's start with first point. Statement showing distribution of the first column will be particulars. Thereafter, basis of absorption. Sorry, basis of apportionment. Thereafter, the total amount. Thereafter, the production department A, B, and C. So production department A, B, and C, and then X and Y. Now, guys, let's start. The first point is direct material, and the second point is direct wages. As far as direct material and direct wages is concerned, of production department A, B, and C, it will form part of prime cost. But when talking about direct material and direct wages of service department, what we have to do, since service department are not directly involved in manufacturing activity, so whatever the direct material is, or direct labor is, or direct wages is of the service department, this is also to be apportioned to the production department. I repeat again, since no units are manufactured in the service department, so whatever the cost that is incurred in the service department, whether it is direct material, direct labor, and other expenses, all will be reapportioned to the production department. So herein, this is a statement of distribution of overhead. So we'll take the direct material of the production of the service department only. That is, it is 2 lakh and 1 lakh. For the direct wages, direct wages is 1 lakh and 2 lakh. So total is 3 lakh, 1 lakh and 2 lakh. The total is 3 lakh. Now, guys, let's start with the next part, that is factory rent. Now, what is the basis of apportionment of factory rent? Very simple, as I have discussed earlier also, the rent is to be apportioned on the basis of area. So herein, the rent is to be apportioned on the basis of area. The total rent amount is 4 lakh. So let's distribute in the ratio of area. So this will be 1,50,000. This will be 1 lakh again. This will be again 50,000. And this will be 1 lakh. Now next is power. Power cost is 2,50,000. Power cost is 2,50,000. In general, the power cost, if no information is given in the question, it is to be distributed in the ratio of horsepower of machine. But herein, machine hours are also given in the question. So we will consider both the elements, that is machine hour as well as horsepower of the machine. So herein, the machine hours are given, that is 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 1,000 and 1,000. And further, the horsepower is also given in the question, that is 50, 40, 20, 15 and 25. So we will be considering both the elements. If only horsepower is given, then we would have apportioned on the basis of horsepower. But herein machine hours are also given because machines are actually consuming the power. So that's why we will be considering both the element. So we will multiply horsepower with machine hour and accordingly we will distribute. So herein 50 into 1,000, that is 50,000, 80,000, 80,000, 15,000 and 25,000. This will be the ratio. So the ratio will be 50 is to 80 is to 80 is to 15 is to 25. So here in 2,50,000 will be distributed in this ratio. So this amount will be 50,000, 80,000, 80,000, 15,000 and 25,000. Now the next part, that is depreciation, it will be distributed in the ratio of capital value of assets. So when talking about depreciation, it will be distributed in the ratio of capital value of assets. So value of assets. The total amount of depreciation is 1 lakh. Now, the ratio is 20 is to 40 is to 20 is to 10 is to 10. So this will be 20,000, 40,000, 20,000, 10,000 and 10,000. The next part is other overheads. And the total amount of other overhead is 9 lakh. Now, no information is given as regards other overheads. So if no information is given in the question, then we have to check if labor hours are available or machine hours are available. If labor hours are available, better distribute it in the ratio of labor hours. But if in case labor hours are not available, then we have to use machine hours for the basis of distribution of other overheads. So I repeat again, here in this question, other overheads are given, that is 9 lakh. Now other overheads cannot be distributed in the ratio of area. It cannot be distributed on the basis of value of machine because it has nothing to do with value of machine. Again, when talking about horsepower of machine, again, it cannot be distributed on the basis of horsepower of machine. Again, no relation. But yes, machine hours represent कि किस division में कितना काम हुआ. So better distribute the overheads, that is other overheads, in the ratio of machine hours. Because बाकी कोई भी point में कोई direct relation establish नहीं हो रहा है. But yes, when talking about machine hours, it means what? कि कितना machine hours काम हुआ किस department में. So we can distribute the other overheads on the basis of machine hours. The total overheads are 9 lakh. When talking about the machine hours, 1:2:4:1:1, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this will be 1 lakh. This will be 2 lakh, 4 lakh, 1 lakh, and 1. So here now we can get the total of overheads after primary distribution. We call it as primary distribution. So here in the total overheads will be this will be 2,70,000. This will be 3,70,000. This will be 6 lakh. This will be 4,75,000. And this will be 5,35,000. So this is what we call as primary distribution, wherein we distribute the overheads that are incurred as a whole to the various production department and service department. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask me. This is the way you have to present the solution in exams. So if you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask me. Waiting for your queries, guys. Kavita Chandak, I am taking illustration number 4 of study material. Very good, Sri Lakshmi. Mr. Reddy, I'll be discussing this part at the end of the chapter. Don't worry. Harshit Jaiswal, can you please repost your query and be clear what exactly you are asking? Yes, it is compulsory to write basis. Manoj Kumar Thakur, sometimes even there is a requirement of machines in service department also. So that's why that's why the information is given in the question as relating to machine hours in the service department. Very good, Mr. Aslam. So this is the way you have to present the solution in exams. As far as other overheads is concerned, why I have taken machine hours? Because बाकी जो सारे elements दिए हैं, it has nothing to do with other overheads. So that's why I have taken machine hours. Yes, Sunil Kumar, you have to write that what is the basis of apportionment. Very good, Mr. Aslam. Very good, Jyoti. What is illustration number 3? Don't worry, dear. I'll be covering this part also, Priyanka. Have some patience. I'll be discussing questions on simultaneous equation also. So guys, done with the primary distribution. Now let's start with the reapportionment of overhead. When talking about reapportionment of overheads in reciprocal method, there are three methods. We can apply. Any of the three methods we can apply. So in this question itself, I'll be discussing all the three methods, that is simultaneous equation method, repetitive distribution method, and trial and error method. So guys, let's start. I'm discussing illustration number 4 of study material, and the page number is 4.22. Harshit Jaiswal, when talking about the direct material and direct wages of the production department, they are not overheads. But when talking about the material and wages of the service department, since service department are not not directly involved in manufacturing a product, they are playing a supporting role. So this direct material and direct wages of the service department will be treated as overheads. And in this statement, we are distributing only the overheads. As far as direct material and direct wages of the production department is concerned, it will form part of prime cost. But these two, that is direct material and direct wages of service department, it will be treated as a part of overhead. At the beginning itself, I told you guys that those expenditures which play a supporting role in manufacturing a product, we call them as indirect expenses or overheads. So these service department are need to provide support services to the production department. That's why we are treating the material and wages of service department as overheads only. I hope it is clear to all. Anyone else having any queries? Mr. Abdul, I don't think it's required because examiner को पता है कि I mean students को इतना तो knowledge होगा ही कि the service department, the material or wages that belongs to service department will be treated as overheads. No need to write a footnote for the same. Don't worry. Very good, Harshit. So now, guys, let's proceed further. No working notes are required in this question, Harsh Kumar Badani. Now we have got the overheads as per primary distribution. overheads after primary distribution. 2,70,000, 3,70,000, 6 lakh, 4,75,000, and 5,35,000. So after primary distribution, we have got so and so figures. Now we'll start with the reapportionment of overhead. That is reapportionment overheads of service department to the production department. Now we'll start first with simultaneous equation method. We'll start first with simultaneous equation method. Now, herein it is given in the question that service department, the overheads of service department X are to be distributed to A, B, C, and Y. I repeat again, the service department overheads are to be distributed, that is the service department X overheads are to be distributed among A, B, and C and Y in the ratio of 45:15:30:10. Further, the overheads of service department Y are to be distributed to A, B, and X. It means what? X is providing services to Y, Y is providing services to X. Now, this 4,75,000, the overheads after primary distribution, is this 4,75,000 the total overheads of X? No, it will include certain proportion of overheads of Y also. And when talking about Y, is this the total overheads? No, because ये जो 5,35,000 है, इसमें कुछ X से जो distribute होगा, वो भी include होगा. So let's assume total overheads of department X be X. And let's assume that the total overheads of service department Y be Y. X के टोटल ओवरहेड्स 4,75,000 नहीं है, इसमें कुछ Y का जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगा वो भी ऐड होगा. So let's assume that service department X के overheads जो है, total overheads जो है वो क्या है? X. So what will be the total overheads of service department X? X will be equal to 4,75,000 plus certain percentage of Y. Now it is given in the question that 5% of the overheads of Y department is to be distributed to X. It means what? 4,75,000 plus 5% of Y. When talking about Y, the total overheads after primary distribution is 5,35,000 plus certain percentage of X will be distributed to Y. So here in the question, the overheads of service department X are to be distributed Y at the rate of 10%. It is given in the question itself that 10% overheads of service department X belongs to Y. So plus 10% of X. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. This is the most important part of framing simultaneous equation. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask me, waiting for your queries. So now we can easily solve this point wherein x is equals to 4,75,000 plus 5% of y. 5% of y. And herein y is equals to how much? 5,35,000 plus 10% of x. So let's open the brackets. 4,75,000 plus 5% of 5,35,000. This will be 26,750 plus 0.005x. So this will be 0.995x equals to 501750. So the value of x will be 504271. The value of x will be 504271. Similarly, when talking about the value of y, we can easily calculate the value of y substituting value of x. Let's say this is the equation number 2, this is the equation number 1. So substituting the value of x in equation 2. So the value of y will be 5,35,000 plus 10% of x. 10% of x, and the value of x is how much? 504271. So this will be 585,427. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. Waiting for your queries, guys. Sir, how come 0.005? See, when talking about 10%, it means what? 10 by 100. So this will be 0.1. And 0.1 multiplied by 5%, you will get 0.005. Shri Lakshmi, I hope you are clear. When talking about 10% of x, it means what? 0.10 of x. And 5% of 0.10 is how much? 0.005. I hope now it is okay. Dhyanesh and Sushil Kumar, sorry, Dhyanesh and Miss Shri Lakshmi, I hope your doubt is resolved. Mr. Dhyanesh and Sri Lakshmi, hopefully your doubt is resolved. Sir, how X value came? So the value of X will be 501,750. So this goes in denominator, that is 0.995. So this is how I got 504271. Priyanka. Yes, Mr. Aslam. I request you guys to please copy this explanation. Miss Sri Lakshmi, hopefully your doubt is resolved. We are not overvaluing the overheads. We are simply distributing the overheads of the, we are calculating the total overheads of service department that is to be distributed to the production department. We are not overvaluing. Once I'll distribute these overheads among the various production department, you will understand. So now we have got the total overheads of X and Y. So now let's distribute the overheads of X and Y among three production departments. So that is A, B, and C. So after primary distribution, that is 2,70,000. This is 3,70,000. And this is 6 lakh. Now let's distribute the overheads of X. The total amount is 5,04,271. Now this is to be distributed in the ratio of, that is to be distributed in the ratio of 45:15:30. I repeat again, this is to be distributed as 45%, 15%, and 30%. So 45% of 504,271, that is 2269. %, 15%, and 30%. The balance 10% will not to be distributed. The balance 10% that is gone to Y is not to be distributed. I repeat again, the balance that is distributed to, that is gone to Y, that is 10% is not to be distributed. Alternatively, what you can do is 5,04,271 into 90%. The amount what you get can be distributed in the ratio of 45:15:30. So the balance 10% that is gone to Y is not to be distributed. Similarly, in case of Y, I have specifically mentioned the percentage, not the ratio. The total amount as calculated is 5,85,427. This is to be distributed among production department A and B in the ratio of 60% is to 35%. Again, the balance 5% that is distributed to X is to be ignored. So this is how we'll get the total amount. So this is the important point, that is how to distribute. When talking about distribution, whatever the percentage that is apportioned to X or Y is to be ignored. Only the balance amount is to be apportioned among the various production department. Now, if you guys have any query, you guys can please post your query. Miss Kanchan Kumari, sir, why percentage, why not ratio? आप इसको ratio में भी distribute कर सकते हैं. What you have to do simply is 504,271 into 90%. The amount what we are getting in 90% is to be distributed in the ratio of 45 is to 15 is to 30. This is the alternate way. In both the cases, the answer will be the same. It's not advisable to do round off, Miss Manisha Bain. Mr. Haldar, can you please repost your query and be clear what exactly you are asking? I'm not getting. So this is the alternative way to solve the question. Any of the ways, in any of the ways, you guys can distribute the overheads. So this is the crux, guys, very important. Either 5,04,271 into 90%. This amount will be distributed in the ratio of 45 is to 15 is to 30. Or alternatively, better take 45%, 50%, 15% and 30%. In both the cases, the answer will be the same. It's a simple mathematics. Harshu, sir, please explain 0.005x and 0.995x, how calculated. So Harshu, when talking about 0.005, here it is given that we have to take 5% of 10%. So when talking about 10%, 5% of what? 10% of X. So this is the equation. So herein, when talking about 5% of 10%, it means what? 5% of 0.10x. So this will be 0.005x. Now, here in this equation, x is equals to so and so. So when it comes this side, see x, this will go towards the left hand side. So this will be the x minus 0.005x. I repeat again, Harshu. Here x is equals to 4,75,000 plus 26,750 plus 0.005x. How come 0.005x? I have already discussed. Now this 0.05005x will go on the left hand side. So x minus 0.005x, this will be 0.995x. When talking about study, there is a query, sir. Harshit Jaiswal, sir, study material में तो कुछ और amount दे रखा है. आपके तरीके से भी करेंगे तो सही रहेगा क्या? See, the point is study material में round up figures दिए हैं और मैंने जो है exact decimal में दिए हैं. So both the approaches are correct. And further in study material, this question is not solved using simultaneous equation method. So that's why there is a rounding of difference. That's it. I hope, Harshu, your doubt is resolved. Mr. Sovik, what I want to say is when talking about the direct material and direct labor of the production department, it will form part of prime cost. As far as the direct material and direct labor of the service department, see guys, service department are meant to provide support services to the production department, and whatever the expenditures that play, that whatever the activity we do to that plays a supporting role in manufacturing a process is what we call as overheads. So whatever the material cost incurred at the service department or labor cost that is incurred at the service department will form part of overheads. As far as the direct material cost and labor cost in the production department, it will form part of prime cost. Very good, Arshu. Anyone else having any doubts in this question? There was a query raised by one of the students. Please discuss illustration number 3. So illustration number 3 is all what about simultaneous equation. So I hope you will be able to solve. Sorry. Both the approaches are correct. Both the approaches are correct, Shri Lakshmi. Both the approaches are correct, Sunil Kumar. Very good, Mr. Aslam. So guys, now we are done with this part. That is simultaneous equation method. You can use any of the method, Dhyanesh, if the question is silent. Same question, Mr. Abdul. Again, if the question is silent, you can apply any of the method. Now, The remaining is already distributed to the remaining amount of service department is already distributed to Y. And as far as Y is concerned, again, the remaining amount is already distributed to X. So we are not overvaluing the overheads. Okay, quiz. Let me give you a question, guys. Let's say overheads after primary distribution, let's say 5 lakh and 8 lakh. Further, there are two production departments, A, B, and X, Y. Service department X overheads are to be distributed in the ratio of and the overheads of service department Y are to be distributed in the ratio of calculate total overheads of X and Y. A question for you guys. I have given that the total overheads after primary distribution Miss Suboni Das, if it is clearly mentioned in the question that which method to apply, you have to apply. But if the question is silent, you can apply any of the method. Now, guys, there is a question for you that overheads after primary distribution is 5 lakh and 8 lakh. Further, the overheads are to be distributed in the ratio of, when talking about X, it is 30%, 45%, and 25%. And when talking about Y, it is 70, 20, and 10. So I request you guys to please calculate the value of X and Y. Waiting for your answers, guys. That is more than sufficient. It will take more time and we are anyways running short of time. So I just want to know that who all are clear with the concept of simultaneous equation. This part is already discussed long back when you guys were in school days in 4th or 5th standard. But still, to just refresh your concept, I'm discussing this question once again. So I request you guys, very good, I've got answer from Mr. Aslam. Let me check. Waiting for your answers, guys. You have to find out the value of X and Y. Giving you 4 minutes time. So please, quick, guys. This question is just to refresh your concepts. What is being discussed in 4th standard or 5th standard in school. Let me check, Miss Sindhu. Giving you 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes time is left. So waiting for your answers, guys. I've got an answer from Mr. Aslam. Okay, I've got an answer from Alok and Jyoti. Okay, I've got answers from Alok, Jyoti, Shruti, Pranav. यार सबके आंसर अलग अलग आ रहे हैं. I'm surprised यार. It's a very simple concept of simultaneous equation. I've got answer from Shri Lakshmi, Manisha Bain, Shruti, Alok, Miss Das, Sindhu. Priyanka, Nikita, Miss Priyanka Sangaonkar, Gopika S. So guys, let me discuss this question. Still few are not being able to solve this question. So when talking about, let's say the total overheads of department X be X. So X is equals to how much? 5 lakh plus certain percentage of Y that goes to X. So 10% of Y. When talking about Y also, it is 8 lakh plus certain percentage of X goes to Y. So that is 25% of X. So when solving this question, X will be equal to 5 lakh plus 0.10 of Y, wherein the value of Y is how much? 8 lakh plus 0.25 X. So X will be equal to 5 lakh plus 80,000. This will be 5 lakh 80,000 plus 0.25 into 10%. So this will be 0.025 X. So X minus 0.025 X is equals to 5 lakh 80,000. Therefore, the value of X will be 5 lakh 80,000 divided by 0.975. So this will be 5 lakh 94,000. Sorry, 5 lakh 94,872. Now let me check whose answers were correct. Okay, Mansi Sharma, correct answer. Sushil Kumar, correct answer. Kanchan, please check your answer. Yes, Mr. Aslam, you were the first one to answer it correctly. So I appreciate. Still few were not being able to solve. So we have got the value of X, then we can easily calculate the value of Y. And this will be 8 lakh plus 25% of X. And when talking about X, we have got 594,872. So this will be the value of Y. I request you guys, yes, I know. That is the reason why I gave you this question, Alok. Very good, Nikita, Pranav, very good now. Your answer is correct. Miss Elekya, yes, your answer was correct. Priyanka, your answer was correct. Very good. Still few are not being able to answer it correctly. So anyways, I request you guys to read the question carefully and then proceed for the solution part. So I request you guys to please copy the solution. Those who are not being able to solve it correctly, better please copy the presentation. It will be helpful for you while revising the simultaneous equation method. Very good, Jyoti. Very good, Harshit. I know this, Dhyanesh. It happens. So no worries. Giving you a minute time to please copy the solution. Very good, Manisha Ben Panchal. Yes, Sunil Kumar. I request you guys to please copy the solution. Very good, Jyoti Jha. So guys, now done with this part. So I hope now illustration number 3 of study material, you can solve it easily. That is relating to simultaneous equation method, wherein there are two production department, that is boiler house and pump house. Sorry, two production department. 1 second. Production department A and B and two service department, boiler house and pump house. The question is more or less same to what we have discussed. So illustration number 3 is homework for you guys. Now let's get back to illustration number 4. The simultaneous method is over. Now we'll proceed with the repetitive distribution method. So guys, let's start with the repetitive distribution method. Okay, Ashit, don't worry. After this method, I'll give you a break. Don't worry. So let me discuss this repetitive distribution or repeated distribution method. So now, very good, Harshit. So guys, now let's start with repetitive distribution method, wherein there are three production department A, B, and C, and two service department X and Y. We have got overheads as per primary distribution. That is 2,70,000, 3,70,000, 6 lakh, 475 and 535. Now guys, the name itself says repetitive distribution. It means what? We have to repeatedly distribute the overheads of department X and Y. So guys, let's start. Now let's start with the distribution of overheads of service department X. So let's start with X first. The overheads of X are to be distributed among A, B, C, and Y in the ratio of 45, 15, 30 and 10. So 4,75,000 is to be distributed among A, B, C and Y. So 4,75,000 into 45%, this will be 213,750. 15%, this will be 71250. Next will be 30%. This will be 1,42,500. And the balance amount that goes to X is 10%. So this will be 47,500. Now overheads of Y are to be distributed to A, B and X in the ratio of 60, 35 and 5. 60, 35 and 5. So now the total overheads of Y will be how much? 5,35,000 plus 47,500. This is 5,82,500. This 5,82,500 will be distributed to A, B and X. So 582,500 into 60%. So this will be 349,500. Again, the name itself says repeated distribution method. It means we have to repeatedly distribute the overheads of X and Y. So now let's distribute X again. Now again, overheads of X department, that is total is 29,125. This will be deducted. So 29,125 will be distributed among A, B, C and Y. So 29,125 into 45%, this will be 13,106. This will be 4,369. This will be 8,737. Now we'll again distribute the overheads of Y department. We will continue this process till the time the figure is of 2 digits. So herein we'll distribute the overheads of Y department, that is 2913, to A, B and X. This will be 1748. One 145. If you guys have any queries till now, you guys can ask me. Now let's proceed further. With again, we have to distribute the overheads of department X. Wherein 145 will be minus 145. And this will be distributed in the ratio of 45%, that is 65, 15%. So this will be 22. There will be 30%, so this will be 43. And this will be 15. Now the figure is in 2-digit. The overheads of any of the service department is in 2-digit. So now we will not repeat this process. Whatever the balance amount that is left out will be directly distributed to the various production department only. This process will go on till the figures reaches till 2-digit. 2-digit अगर एक बार पहुंच गया तो again don't distribute it again and again. Better distribute it directly to the production department. So herein again Y department, that is 15. Now this will be distributed to A and B only. So this will be 9 and this will be 6. So now we can calculate the total of A, B and C. This is 2,70,000 plus 213,750 plus 349,500 plus 13106. This will be 848,178. 71,250, 203,870. Six 50541. Seven 51280. So this is the final answer, guys. So this is the final, guys. Now again, the answer is same, more or less same to what we have discussed, what we have solved in simultaneous equation method. So I repeat again, if any of the method you use, the answer will be the same. Agar thoda bahut difference bhi aayega, so that is the rounding of difference. So this is the total amount what we were getting in the simultaneous equation method also, and again the repetitive distribution method also. So if you guys have any doubts in repetitive distribution method, you guys can ask me. थोड़ा बहुत राउंडिंग ऑफ डिफरेंस एग्जामिनर भी समझता है. So guys, no need to panic and no need to worry. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post your queries. Else I'm done with this part also, that is repeated distribution method. The name itself says कि repeatedly distribution करना है. Waiting for your queries. Very good, Priyanka. Yes, Mr. Aslam. Shri Lakshmi, Priyanka, Jyoti, Harshid. Dhyanesh, any doubts? Alok? Sunil Kumar, Pranav, any doubts, guys? Can't say, Mr. Dhyanesh. Examiner can ask anything. Very good, Jyoti Jha. You can use any of the method, Kavita. But see the instructions, what all instructions are given in the question. If the question is specific, the question clearly specifies that you have to use this method, then you have to apply that method. Else you can use any of the method. Very good, Mr. Mohammad Gora. So guys, now let's take a break of 10 minutes and thereafter we'll start with the remaining part of the chapter. So let's take a break of 10 minutes. In the meanwhile, if you guys have any queries, you guys can please post your queries. I'll try to address your queries after the break. So that's it. So let's take a break of 10 minutes. Ashok sir, are you there? Welcome back, guys. After a refreshing break. Now we are done with the two methods in case of reciprocal approach, wherein the first method what we discussed is simultaneous equation method, and the second method what we discussed is repetitive distribution method. Now, guys, let's start with the third method, that is trial and error method. Very good, Mr. Aslan. Now, in trial and error method, we do calculate the total overheads of X and Y, and then we distribute the total overheads. So let's say there are two service department X and Y. Overheads as per primary distribution we have already calculated. Let's say 4,75,000 and 5,35,000. Now let's distribute the overheads of X department to Y and Y to X. And this is how, when the amount is up to 2-digit or 3-digit, we will stop this. And this is how we will calculate the total overheads of X and Y. So let's apportion the overheads of X first. Sorry. So department overheads of department X are to be apportioned to the Y at the rate of 10%. So %10 of 4,75,000. So this will be 47,500. Now we'll apportion the overheads of Y. That is, I think it is 5%. So 5% of the total amount, that is 5,35,000 plus 47,500. 582,500. This will be 29,125. Now we have got the overheads of X as 29,125. It will be reapportioned to Y. This will be 10% of 29,125. So 2,913. And again, Y, the overheads of Y department are to be reapportioned. The overheads of Y department are to be reapportioned to X. So herein Y will reapportion to X at the rate of 5% of 2,913. So this will be 145. So once the figure reaches 3 digits, better stop this 152.6. This will be 146. So once the figure reaches 3 digit, that is a small 3 digit or 2 digit, we have to stop this process. Now herein we can easily calculate the total overheads of X and Y. So this will be 4,75,000 plus 29,125 plus 146. So this will be 504271. Similarly, in Y, this is 5,35,000 plus 47,500 plus 2913. So 585413. So now we have got the total overheads of X and Y. Now we can easily distribute the overheads of X and Y among the three production departments, that is A, B, and C. So this is all what about repeated distribution method, wherein we will first calculate the overheads of X and Y, and thereafter, once this calculation is over, we'll directly distribute it to the production department, that is A, B, and C, just like simultaneous equation method. So if you guys have any doubt, any queries, you guys can ask me. No worries, Mr. Smile. Try to be on time. See, the total overheads of Y are 535. Now, in this, we will add 47,500. So this is how we got 582,500. Can you please post your query in detail, Mr. Smile? Very good, everyone. So this is all what about reapportionment of overheads of service department to the production department. So guys, this is all what about distribution of overheads. So let's sum up what we have discussed. In distribution, first we learn the primary distribution, that is allocation or apportionment. Once the overheads are allocated or apportioned, then what we do is the overheads of the service department are to be reapportioned to the production department. I repeat again, the first stage of distribution is what? Either allocation or apportionment. Once the allocation or apportionment is done to the various production department or service department, thereafter what we do, we reapportion the overheads of service department to the production department. Wherein there are two situations that are possible when service department provides services only to the production department. We have discussed direct redistribution method. When service department provides services to the production department and service department both, two approaches are possible, reciprocal and non-reciprocal. When talking about non-reciprocal, we discussed step-ladder method. And thereafter, when talking about reciprocal approach, we discussed illustration number 4, wherein we covered all the three methods, that is simultaneous equation method, a repetitive distribution method, and last one is trial and error method. This is the way you have to solve, Jyoti. This is the way you have to solve, Jyoti. Yes, more or less, Mr. Chirag. It's similar to the method what we have already discussed. So we are done with the allocation, apportionment, and reapportionment part. If you guys have any queries, you guys can please post. Else we'll start with the next part, that is absorption of overhead. You can use as a percentage also, Mr. Smile. So guys, now let's start with the absorption part. Now, we have done all the exercise and hard work of distribution, allocation, apportionment, reapportionment. Now, what is the major motto behind this hard work? Very simple, to charge the overheads of the production department to a particular product or to a particular job to calculate the total cost. I repeat again, what is the major purpose of this hard work or exercise? To be very simple and very clear, guys, the major object of all this exercise is what? To charge the overheads of the production department to a particular product or to a particular job to calculate the total cost. Now, let me discuss this concept with the help of an example. Let's say I'm a manufacturer and I do manufacture 3 to 4 types of product. I'm a manufacturer and I do manufacture 3 to 4 types of product. And all my product has to pass through 2 production department before being converted into final product. I repeat again, all my product has to pass through these 2 production department. Let's say I have 2 production department. Assembly and packing and finishing. I repeat again, guys, I'm a manufacturer and I do manufacture 4 to 5 types of product. Now, all my product has to pass through these 2 processes before being converted into final product. So these are my 2 production department and every product has to pass through these 2 production department before being converted into final product. Now, the total overheads after allocation, apportionment, reapportionment is, let's say in case of assembly department, it is 6 lakh. And let's say in packing and finishing department, it is 9 lakh. These are the total overheads what we have got after allocation, apportionment and reapportionment. Now further, let's say I have received an order. I have received a job order. Let's say job order number 2105 of product X. I have received a job order number 2105 of product X, and I have to calculate the total cost of the job. Now, what the management people will do? They will just figure out that how much material will be required. They can easily identify that how much material will be required. So let's say material is utilized of rupees 10,000. Further, when talking about labor cost also, let's say we dedicated 1,000 labor hours and we are paying labor at the rate rupees 12 per hour. So my total labor cost is how much? 12,000. Further, the direct expenses also that are incurred for this job is, let's say, 8,000. So total 30,000 is the cost. We can call it as a direct cost. And the total of this direct material and direct labor and direct expenses, we call it as prime cost. So the cost that is incurred directly is rupees 30,000. Now my point is this the total cost? No. Is this the total cost? No. What we have to do is, we have to charge the overheads of assembly department and packing department to this job to calculate the total cost of job. I repeat again, guys, when talking about is this the total cost, is this 30,000 the total cost? No, it's not the total cost. Still, we need to add the overheads that are to be charged to this job. Further, I repeat again, guys, we need to charge these overheads of these 2 production departments to this job to calculate the total cost of the job. The point is how? How to charge these overheads? See, allocation, apportionment, reapportionment, everything is done. Now the point is how to charge these overheads to this job to calculate the total cost of the job. And the answer to this question is via absorption. The answer to this question is via absorption. Now, what we do in absorption is we first identify the basis of absorption. We will first identify the basis of absorption. कि absorption क्या basis पे करना है, and thereafter we'll calculate the absorption rate. सबसे पहले हमें आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि व्हाट इज द बेसिस ऑफ अब्जॉर्प्शन. नाउ absorption का क्या basis होगा, this information will always be given in the question. In 99% cases this information will always be given in the question that किस basis पे absorb करना है. If it is not given in the question, then yes, you have to apply your brains and try to figure out that what should be the basis of absorption in that case. So herein this information is always given in question that किस basis पे absorb करना है. So let's say my assembly department is more of labor intensive, and further it is clearly specified in the question that the overheads of the assembly department are to be absorbed on the basis of labor hours. Let's say my labor hours are total 3 lakh hours. My labor hours are total 3 lakh. And further, it is given in the question that the overheads of the assembly department are to be absorbed on the basis of labor hours. So herein, we can calculate the absorption rate. See, the basis of absorption is what? Labor hours. So thereafter, we have to calculate the absorption rate. How we can calculate the absorption rate? Very simple. Total 6 lakh overheads for 3 lakh hours. So it means how much will be the overhead for per hour? Very simple, ₹2 per hour. This is my absorption rate. It means what? The overheads of assembly department are incurred at the rate of ₹2 per hour. Further, similarly, when talking about packing and finishing department, let's say it is given in the question that it is more of a machine-based job, and the overheads of packing and finishing department are to be absorbed on the basis of machine hours. So let's say machine hours are given in the question. Let's say 4 lakh are the machine hours. So herein also, we can easily calculate the absorption rate. That is 9 lakh are the total overheads divided by 4 lakh hours. So this will be ₹2.25. So guys, when talking about absorption, we first have to identify the basis of absorption. कि क्या basis पे absorb करना है. And once the basis is identified, we will calculate the absorption rate. That is 6 lakh overhead for 3 lakh labor hours. So it means how much it will be per hour? ₹2 per hour. 9 lakh overheads of packing and finishing department for 4 lakh machine hours. So how much it will be per hour? 2.25. So this rate as calculated is the absorption rate. And this absorption rate is used to charge the overheads of production department to a particular job or to a particular product to calculate the total cost. This absorption rate as calculated is used to charge the overheads of production department This absorption rate as calculated is used to charge the overhead production department to a job or a product to calculate total cost. Now, how to use this rate? Let's say further the information is given in the question that machine hours dedicated to this job is, let's say, 1500 hours for job 2105. Now we have got the prime cost. Now we have to add the overheads. So let's add the overheads. Wherein So let's charge the overheads of these assembly department or packing and finishing department to this job. Now, when talking about assembly department, as I said that the overheads is given in question also that the overheads of the assembly department, are to be charged to job on the basis of labor hours. So herein we have got the rate ₹2 per labor hour. So herein in this job, the labor hours that were dedicated, the dedicated labor hours were how much? Very simple guys, 1000 hours. And it is given in the, as we have already calculated that the cost of assembly is ₹2 per labor hours. So herein we'll apply the rate here and we'll get the overheads that can be charged to this job. Similarly, when talking about packing and finishing also, we have calculated the rate that the overheads of packing and finishing department are to be charged to a job or a product at the rate of ₹2.25 per machine hour. एक मशीन आवर के लिए 2.25 rupees खर्चा होगा. So herein to this job we have dedicated 1500 machine hours. And per machine hours, the cost of packing and finishing is how much? 2.25. So how much will be the cost that can be applied to this job? 2.25 into 1500. So that is 3375. So 5375. So my total cost will be how much? 35,370. So now the calculation of total cost is over, wherein our major object of all this exercise is what? To charge the overhead of assembly and packing to a particular job or to a particular product to calculate the total cost. So herein in this job, we have charged how much of overheads? 2,000 of assembly overheads, assembly department, and packing and finishing department, 3,375 rupees overheads. So if you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask me, waiting for your queries, guys. This is all what about concept of overhead, concept of absorption, wherein what we have to do is we have to first identify the basis of absorption. कि क्या base पे absorb करना है. This information will always be given in the question. Once the base is identified, we have to calculate the absorption rate. कि absorption rate निकाल लीजिए कि per hour production department का कितना खर्चा होता है. Once we are able to find out the per hour rate, let's check how much hours were dedicated to this job or product, and we can apply the rate, and accordingly we can calculate the total cost. So this is how it is. This is the concept of absorption. Why absorption? What we actually do in absorption. You guys, I request you guys to please copy this part and plus write down your explanation that what you have understood in this class relating to absorption. This will be very helpful for you when you are revising this absorption concept. So I request you guys to please copy, and in the meanwhile, if anyone is having any query, please do post your queries. Very, very good morning, Rekha. Many congratulations. I mean, you did a great job. I do remember, Rekha, that you were there in batch 5 and you have got very good marks. Thank you so much. Even, I mean, you did a great job. 92 marks is like super. Very happy. Blessed. Blessed to have a student like you. You have got superb marks. 92 marks. Very good, Rekha. Even thank you so much for your hard work. Many congratulations for your preparations for CA finals also. Yes, Mr. Aslam. This 1000 hour is given in the question. That is, this is labor hours. This is 1000 hours, and this machine hour 1500 hours. That is always given in the question. No worries, Mr. Ismail. I request you guys to please copy this part. Yes, there are many other bases of absorption I'll be discussing. Don't worry. This is not this is job order number 2105. These are not the number of units, my dear. So guys, this is all what about base. What is the logic or what is the concept of absorption? There can be a few more ways of absorption, so I'll be discussing. So, basis of absorption. You have to use the information that is given in the question. So these can be the following basis of absorption, wherein the first basis of absorption can be on the basis of direct material. Overheads can be absorbed on the basis of direct material. Now, when talking about the formula, we can simply say the total overheads divided by total material into 100. Total overheads divided by total material into 100. Let's take an example. Let's take an example wherein in my company, total overheads were incurred rupees 5 lakh. For the total material cost in my factory is, let's say, rupees 10 lakh. So when talking about calculation of absorption rate, very simple, 5 lakh overheads divided by total 10 lakh of material into 100. That is 50%. So this is my absorption rate. It means what? जो भी मटीरियल लगेगा उसका 50% हमारा ओवरहेड्स होगा. Let's say there is a job order number, let's say 2615. This is a job order number named 2615, wherein my material cost is, let's say, 8,000. Let's say my labor cost is 5,000. My direct expenses are, let's say, 4,000. So my prime cost will be how much? My prime cost will be 8 plus 5, 13 plus 4, 17,000. Now when talking about overheads, it is clearly mentioned in the question. It is clearly mentioned in the question that overheads are to be absorbed on the basis of direct material. And herein, the overheads are 50% of the overheads are charged on the basis of 50% of direct material. So we can easily calculate the amount of material that can be charged to this job is, let's say our material is 8,000 into 50%. Therefore, my overheads will be how much? 4,000 and my total cost will be 21. So if the question provides information that overheads are to be absorbed on the basis of direct material, it means what? We have to calculate the percentage. That is, how much percent is the overheads of the total material cost. So this is the way, if you guys want to copy this explanation, please copy as I'll be erasing this part. So I request you guys to please copy for better understanding. Please copy, guys. Yes, Alok, overheads are absorbed by product on the basis given in the question. Yes, in 99% cases, guys, the information will be given in the question that kis basis pe absorb karna hai. Yes, Alok, overheads need to be added to calculate. Overheads need to be added to calculate the total cost. So, guys, this is all what about this part. Now, further, overheads can be absorbed on the basis of prime cost also. So, second point, on the basis of prime cost. Again, the same way, overheads divided by prime cost into 100. When talking about what is prime cost, very simple, direct material plus direct labor plus direct expenses. So just like material, again, it has to be calculated on percentage basis. That is, if the overheads are absorbed on the basis of prime cost. Then the third point, the most important point, that is on the basis of labor hours. Labor hours ke basis pe absorb karna hai. The most important method on basis of labor hour. Now, अगर क्वेश्चन में कुछ भी स्पेसिफाई नहीं किया गया है and if labor hours are given, then better absorb the overheads on the basis of labor hours. If no information is given in the question, then, and if the question is silent, it is advisable to use labor hours as the basis of absorption. So on basis of labor hours, again overheads divided by labor hours. So no percentage calculation here. Herein we'll be getting the rate per hour. The next part, on the basis of machine hour. On the basis of machine hour, again the same formula. Overheads divided by total overheads divided by total machine hours. Yes, Dhyanesh. Yes, Dhyanesh. Mr. Abdul, when talking about the number of units on the basis of the finished goods, that is on the basis of the output, what we are getting. When talking about the output, that is the good units. I'll be discussing this concept in detail in process costing also, that what about abnormal loss, what about normal loss, and what will be the cost of product. Now, one more point, guys. Let's say information is given in the question wherein you have to absorb the overheads on the basis of the units produced. Now, this method is to be applied only when we are manufacturing only one type of product. I repeat again, when the overheads are absorbed on the basis of units manufactured. So herein this method is to be applied only if this method is advisable to apply only if we are manufacturing only one type of product. I repeat again, if we are manufacturing only one type of product, and if it is given in the question, then we should use this method. So herein the formula will be overheads divided by total units manufactured. So these all are the method of overhead absorption. I request you guys to please copy this part. In the meanwhile, if you guys have any queries, you guys can please post your queries. Okay, let me check, Miss Sindhu. You can calculate, Mr. Abdul. You can calculate on the basis of total labor cost also, wherein on the basis of labor cost, simply when the cost is involved, overheads divided by labor cost into 100. I have not checked the study material. That is overheads divided by labor cost into 100. In most of the cases, Mr. Ismail, labor hours will be given in the question. In fact, 99% cases, the question will clearly specify कि क्या basis पे absorb करना है. So don't worry, Mr. Ismail. When we are calculating the absorption rate on the basis of certain amount, we have to use percentage. Herein, I've used the word material. Material is what? A total amount. When talking about prime cost also, it is shown in monetary figure, that is in rupees. Herein also the labor cost is calculated in rupees, so we have used percentage. But herein, this is labor hours, machine hours. It's not in rupees, then no need to calculate the percentage. We have to calculate the percentage only when both the figures are in rupees. Miss Sindhu, don't worry, I'll be addressing your query in the next session. It's a very easy question. What you have to do is, you have to first find out the percentage of labor, percentage of employee. So herein in this question, guys, just wait for a minute. I'm discussing practical question number 1 for Miss Sindhu, wherein she's asking that how to solve the question using, I think she's asking for under equation method. So when talking about the two service department, the percentage of distribution of first service department is already given in the question. That is that the machine shop 50%, packing 20%, general plant 30%. Correct? So this is all what about, I think, stores and maintenance department. So the proportion of distribution of overheads of stores and maintenance is already given in the question. Miss Sindhu, this is for you. Now, when talking about the number of employees, herein the total number of employees are 38. So 20 divided by 38. That is 52.63. Better calculate the percentage and then use simultaneous equation method to solve the question. Still, if you are not able to solve, then I'll discuss it in the next session. No labor hour, no need to multiply by 100. Guys, to be very frank, अगर दोनों sums जो हैं वो rupees में है, then we have to calculate the percentage. Else, no need to calculate the percentage. So herein, prime cost is calculated in rupees, material cost is calculated in rupees, and labor cost is calculated in rupees. Then only we have to calculate the percentage. But let's say labor hours are given, machine hours are given, then yes, we will calculate the per hour rate, not the on percentage basis. So guys, time is over. It's 9:30 now. So in today's session, we discussed that how we will reapportion the overheads of the service department to the production department. Apart from this, we discussed the concept of absorption. I request you guys to try to solve the question relating to absorption, apportionment, reapportionment, specifically in writing. So that's it for the day. In the next session, we'll be discussing questions relating to under or over absorption of overhead. Apart from this, we'll be discussing few questions on machine hour rate also. So till then, I request you guys to revise what I have discussed in these two sessions of overhead. In the next session, we'll discuss the remaining part of overhead. So that's it for the day, guys. Thank you so much for your time and patience, and plus for participating in the session. So God bless you. Enjoy your day. Work hard and try to solve the questions. So that is the homework for you. Thank you so much, guys. Sir, I am done. Ashok, sir.